We are 2 days away from Diddy's trial beginning. We have been waiting for over a year and a half, especially since September when he was arrested for this trial to begin. Yes, opening statements are on the 12th of May and that's when officially the hearings begin, but 5th of May is jury selection. Now, in my last video, I think I said that the jury are all white women. That was a mishap in words. I was very tired. Not the jury, but all of the prosecution's lawyers are all white women. And I think that race is going to play a big component in this trial. That is something that I feel like we need to be a bit more aware of to see the race dynamics, how race cards can be played and which way they're going to be used in either to help Diddy or expedite his prison sentence. Because what Diddy is making in terms of moves right now, 2 days before his trial, is very interesting because he's officially expanded his legal team once again, guys. Once again, Xavier R. Donaldson, a New York-based attorney, filed a notice of appearing stating that he will be joining Combs' high-powered defense team. According to his LinkedIn, Donaldson had his own legal practice since 2023 and previously spent 24 years at a New York City law firm. He began his career in the Bronx. Not only that, guys, but as we are gearing closer, the only black lawyer that Diddy had on his team was Anthony Rico. That lawyer had gone. So of course, a couple of days before, Xavier Donaldson has joined, which gives now Diddy a black attorney on his side. Not only that, but reports have also been stating that Diddy is looking for a black female attorney to join his side as well last minute. Now, it's quite common that, you know, clients, they add lawyers to the roster during a trial because even if Diddy gets some kind of verdict or criminal sentence, there needs to be a legal team to be ready to apply for an appeal. I think that's something that we haven't really spoken about. Diddy will fight any criminal sentence that he gets because he did not take the plea deal, which probably would have been awful, 15-20 years, and he was like, no way am I doing this. I'm fighting for my life. I'm going to get out of prison. I believe I'm innocent. His lawyers are basically lying to him, basically milking him like a cow, in my opinion. And so therefore, I do feel like we need to discuss that appeal. When it gets to that time, when he gets sentenced, he's going to apply for appeal. He's going to get hearings for that, and then we're going to see what happens. That's why he also needs these lawyers. He's got a big legal team on him now. And I genuinely believe that some of those lawyers aren't even going to be working on this trial. Some of those lawyers are just prepping, staying locked and loaded for an appeal, divide and conquer. That's what I think 2 or 3 of these lawyers are going to be doing. Something that I haven't discussed or we haven't discussed in general. But he is going to be leading the trial, guys, with Mark Agnifilo and Tenny Geragos as the lead attorneys. I would have thought Brian Steele would have led this, or at least Mark Geragos. You know, Joe Tacopina has not been confirmed, but I'm intrigued that Mark Agnifilo and Tenny Geragos are the lawyers that are leading this. They don't seem that strong to me. In terms of the team, Brian Steele and Mark Geragos seem the strongest. So I thought those two would have led this easily. But we have Mark Agnifilo and Tenny Geragos who are leading. And then, of course, we have Alexandra Shapiro, Jason Driscoll, and Anna Esteva as Diddy's lawyers on the side. We also then have Brian Steele, as we all know of. And so Xavier just been added, and they're looking for a black female attorney to add to the mix. So this man has got a huge team ready, locked and loaded. This is going to be a trial for the books. There's going to be so many twists and turns. Jury selection begins on the 5th of May. I really want to know who they're going to be picking for this, and also the questionnaires and the answers they need to take. 12th of May is the official hearing start with opening statements, but the 5th of May is when this trial begins. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali. Daily and consistent content. Subscribe to the channel. It's just one click. I would really appreciate it. Let's get to 400,000 subscribers and let's get straight into this video, daily and consistent. Now, remember the whole Abercrombie & Fitch saga with Mr. Mike Jeffries? Well, former Abercrombie & Fitch CEO, after his sex trafficking trial in regards to the men and what he made them take Viagra to make sure that they would hard, so that he would use them, and it's just insane. A federal judge has ruled that the former CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch is now not competent to stand for his trial, and therefore it has been ordered for him to be hospitalized to see if his mental condition improves. Suddenly, this man's mental condition has been depraved since he's been arrested. I'm not buying any of this information. Yes, he got bailed, but I genuinely feel like he needs to stand for his trial. So whatever mental games he's playing can conveniently now I find to be insane. Mike Jeffries' lawyers sought the ruling last month, writing in a letter filed in a New York federal court trial that the 80-year-old requires around-the-clock care because of his Alzheimer's disease, Lewy body dementia, and the residual effects of a traumatic brain injury. The defense, as well as prosecution, requested that Jeffries be placed in the Federal Bureau of Prisons custody so he can be hospitalized and receive treatment that might allow his criminal case to proceed. Very convenient. We haven't forgotten about Mike Jeffries. We spoke about the Abercrombie & Fitch CEO and the madness that he was doing to a lot of these young boy employees, and so we're still staying on track when it comes to that conversation, because it definitely is very interesting to me. Now, not only that, guys, but it seems that Rihanna has been dragged into the $500 million lawsuit. Basically, Chris Brown has filed a huge lawsuit against Warner Bros. In regards to their documentary about how he's been abusive and etc. Chris Brown's having none of this, and he filed a huge lawsuit against them. And now Warner Bros. Are desperately trying to get this lawsuit dismissed. And in order to do so, they are sending in websites, court documents to support their argument. They're bringing in Karrueche Tran's history, and they're also bringing in Rihanna's history as well, officially in court documents for what he did to both of them, to cite as reasons for why this lawsuit needs to be dismissed that Chris Brown is using. This is the thing with these documentaries that everybody wants to be making. NBC, Warner Bros., you can do all of that, but you're gonna face legal headaches from these musicians who have the budget to file lawsuits. I believe Diddy also filed a $100 million lawsuit against NBC as well, and he had a minor win with certain outtakes being sent to him unedited. But now Rihanna has been dragged into the Chris Brown headache. She's got nothing to do with this. She wasn't asking for this documentary to be aired, and Chris Brown was having none of it and wanted to file that $500 million. Now she's being dragged into it officially via Warner Bros. For them to use excuses to get this lawsuit dismissed. So this seems like a headache for her, especially with all of her Fenty projects and her album that basically is never going to come out at this moment. But it's just annoying, and I wanted to add that to this conversation. Guys, isn't it sad that all US Forever 21 stores are set to close? Forever 21 used to be my jam back in the day. Even in London, they had stores here. But more than 350 Forever 21 stores are now expected to be closed by the beginning of this month, May, following the fast fashion company's Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing in March. All of Forever 21's 354 leased stores in America are set to close on May the 1st. Damn, they've been closed. Court documents obtained by USA Today state that many began closing their outdoors as early as April the 1st. Forever 21's operator F21 Opco previously said that if a buyer were to come forward with interest in the brand, store closures would pause. But unfortunately, potential buyers have not come forward to save Forever 21. So majority of their stores actually have now begun to close as we are in, the beginning of May. Gift cards, store credits, and refunds are also no longer accepted. I believe there was a date for that for the last couple of days. It's unfortunate. It's been a highly competitive retail environment, and it's hurt Forever 21 massively. Forever 21 used to be that girl back in the day. People used to buy so much clothes from them, but they basically have been outsold by Shein, by Fashion Nova, by Temu, all of these brands, Pretty Little Thing, who've come and gone and have basically drowned out Forever 21, especially when it comes to the online marketplace. Forever 21, I believe, were mainly just in stores, and they really haven't done well, which is so intriguing to me because Zara have done exceedingly well throughout, and they were there before Forever 21 and still there post. So, it is interesting because the Forever 21 shops in London have been closed. Do you understand? They've closed like a couple of years ago. So now officially, I believe, in their main place, America, and I also believe American Apparel used to be a big store that I used to shop at. They've been closed as well. So a lot of these retail stuff is going up and down, especially with the tariffs. And so I'm kind of interested in businesses and how they can stand the time, especially when it comes to fashion. So therefore I wanted to just add this video in there. They are doing out of business sales. I don't know if there's any more left in America, so if there is, definitely go there and buy the stuff, because I'm sure all of the prices have been massively reduced. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, send a tip if you guys wish to. There's a $ there. I would appreciate it. Some of you guys have been mentioning that in my last couple of videos there is some kind of interference. I feel like there is sometimes, and sometimes there isn't, which means that I probably carry something with me near my microphone which is causing an interference sometimes. I'm going to find out what that is. I'm assuming it might be my phone. It's not my laptop. I don't know. So I do apologize when there is an interference here and there. It's not intentional. Do subscribe, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It's just one click to subscribe. That's all you guys have to do. Let's get to 400,000, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.